What's up guys, your boy Obi Eats and welcome back to another episode of Best Spots to Eat At in Southern California. On this episode, we're going to be exploring the best spots to eat at in Bellflower, California. Even though most people consider this as a flyover city when it comes to traveling from LA to OC, you gotta check out the hidden gems located in Bellflower, California. There's gonna be 3 different spots we're gonna be checking out, very unique to their own cuisine. They are some of my favorites here in the city of Bellflower. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay in the know. Without further ado, let's go check out the first spot. All right guys, we're here at our first spot, Uncle Bud's Kitchen, a legacy breakfast spot here in the city of Bellflower. They open super early in the morning from 5:30 and they close right before lunch. This spot has been here since the 1940s, started by a man named Gay, and he's built this Bellflower legacy after World War II. I'm excited to show you this breakfast spot, and don't forget to bring cash because this spot is cash only. Come with me as we go check the spot out. Let's go. Pretty good. How about yourself? Awesome. Let me do one order of the gay special and then also one order of the hobo, please. Let me do an order of the super sausage. That'd be awesome. Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. We got 2 of their specialty breakfasts right here. We got the gay special, named after the OG owner of Uncle Bud's. Right here, simple home-style breakfast with scrambled eggs, a sausage patty, and then we also got the hobo special. And look at this massive plate of cheese, hash browns, eggs, a sausage patty, and of course, with a side of biscuit and gravies right here. Now, you're seeing a theme right here. They're really big on their biscuit and gravies. This tiny little spot, you can honestly miss it if you're not looking properly. They're only open from like 5 to 11:45 a.m. So just a small window of what you can try here at this local breakfast eatery. But let's dive in because my mouth is watering. So we're gonna start with the gay special, named after the OG owner right here. As you can see, it's a very simple dish. I like how simple it is because this place, as you can see, it's a no-nonsense spot. I've never seen a dish like this where they put the scrambled eggs on top, which is kind of interesting, but first time for everything. But let's just try it. Let's get some of the biscuit, some of that gravy on top. Let's grab some of that scrambled egg, and let's get a piece of that sausage. There's cheese on this too. Pile that onto the actual biscuit, and they do their eggs like very like a homey kind of vibe. You know, they don't actually fluff up the eggs with milk or anything like that. It's just straight egg on the skillet palette right there. Let's try it out. Whoa. Immediately when I bite into it, the biscuit is just soft like butter. The cheese adds like a nice sharpness to it, and the scrambled eggs with that gravy mixed in with the home sausage, it's like taking a breakfast explosion in your mouth. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is like crazy big for what you get. Most places that you get breakfast from, they kind of skimp out or they don't give you much, but honestly, after eating this, you're never gonna be in a food coma for sure. Perfect way to start a day. After eating this, you might want to take a nap after wake up super early in the morning. I'm not gonna lie. Now we're gonna go in the next dish, which is the hobo. And the reason why they call this the hobo, this is a mix mash of various different things going on. You got the layer of potatoes right on the bottom. You got the eggs, pieces of pepper, onion, whole bunch of cheese. Yeah, I feel like the way you properly eat this, grab some of the gravy and just pour it right on top. Grab some of the house sausage that they make in-house, which is crazy. Grab some of the potatoes, and this right here is the hobo special. Now, I'm a spicy guy, so I have to get some, you know, Cholula, you know, sponsor this video hopefully someday, you know what I'm saying? Grab some of the Cholula and just dab it, you know what I'm saying? Just dab right on top, you know what I'm saying? And what I like about this spot, their breakfast items are what I would eat normally in a morning, you know what I'm saying? Throwing things together and just making it delicious, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for no breakfast brunch, you know, with mimosas or anything on the side. I'm looking for a hearty meal that's actually gonna get me full and getting me going for the day. Cheers. Oh man, damn, that's good. That right there is good. The potatoes itself is super nice and crispy. Has that nice pillowy touch to it. Cheese itself is nice and melted. They do kind of a mix of like white and yellow right there. And also you can taste the onions and the peppers on this thing. And when you combine it with the gravy and the hot sauce and the house special sausage, man, this is like what you eat either early in the morning or late night after a bender, you know what I'm saying? This will get you sobered up for sure. But of course they came with a side of biscuit and gravies. You can get toast or muffins or, you know, stuff like that. But I got the biscuit and gravies because they're just so fluffy, just like me. And they use kind of like a house gravy, not like, you know, the KFC kind of gravy. So it's nice and chunky, perfectly coating on the biscuit itself. Perfect bite right here. Cheers. And And the gravy is nice and meaty too. Look at that. There's like chunks of meat in there. This right here is what's like no nonsense, perfect breakfast. You know, great way to start your day, especially if you're gonna go to Disneyland or something like that. Come here, bring the family because you won't be disappointed. And get the hobo, is one of my favorites. The gay special, nice and hearty, and the biscuits and gravy for the sides, a cherry on top. This can beat any local breakfast spot you ever been to. IHOP, get out of here. Denny's, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because this right here is what breakfast is all about. And I can see why they've been here since the 1940s. Honestly, a Bellflower institution. Definitely come here. And of course, if you guys been here, let me know if I missed out on anything, because this right here is one of the best breakfasts I've had in a while. And I can't wait to show you the next spot because the fusion at this place is changing the game on how we see burgers. Let's go to the next spot. All right, guys, we're here at our second location on our best food spots here in Bellflower, California. We're actually at a special spot where they do Filipino American fusion. They take the Filipino Panda and they mash together with the American classic smash burger. I'm excited because I've never seen anything like this before. I'm hearing they're calling themselves the Filipino version of In-N-Out. Let's go and check out Panda here in Bellflower, California. Let's go. What's up, bro? I heard you got something crazy here. Filipino smash burgers, right?
We got something like that.
Okay, you know, I'm ready to order. You guys use the Panda as the bun, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a Filipino staple. I want to get the single smash. I'm going to do the longanisa with the egg, the corned beef with the egg, and of course, I got to get the Spam, you know, OG classic Spam. And you know what? Let's also do a Panda style fries. Okay, perfect. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Awesome. All right, guys, we got the goods. Truthfully, I've never seen anything like this before because most smash burger spots, they use the potato bun or they use the classic regular wheat bun, and then they just use the smash and then they just call it off with sauce and pickles. But this spot is doing something different. They're taking their Filipino heritage and combining it and smashing it together with their smash burgers. They don't just do regular smash burgers. They offer the holy trinity of Filipino meats. They got the longanisa, corned beef, and they got the Spam. I've never seen anyone do a Spam burger or that matter a corned beef burger. And they even have longanisa where they even smash it thin. And of course they got their regular smash American beef right there. And with this spot, they don't just do regular fries, they do curly fries. These guys are doing things outside of the box I've never seen anyone else do, putting a better spin on most smash burger spots here in Los Angeles. Located inside of a steel crab of all places. Let's start with this one first, the regular smash burger. First of all, you can see they're using that classic Panda bun. Remember that Panda I was showing you last episode? Well, they took it and they made it bigger for their burger purposes. And they add white cheddar instead of the yellow cheddar. And they use sauteed onions, their house special sauce, kind of like a cane sauce. And then they add their homemade pickles right in the middle. Look at the squishiness of the Panda. That's how it's supposed to be. But all that's left to do is take a bite. Cheers. Ooh, the first thing you taste is that nice juicy patty. Even though they smashed it down, the patty still retains a lot of the juice. And then you taste that sharp white cheddar with that nice vinegar taste of the pickles and their homemade pickles. And then the nice caramelized savory onions really come through for this burger. And all inside of a nice warm Panda bun. It could just not get better than this. One of the best Filipino fusions I've had in a long time. And here we got the longanisa. And they even give you an egg with their Filipino meats. Look at that. Egg right on top, longanisa patty. And their longanisa recipe is a little different from the usual sweet longanisa you get at a lot of Filipino grocery stores. It's more of like a savory kind of Laotian flavoring with their longanisa. So it's very different. But let me just show you this egg pop before we even continue. Oh, baby, that is some egg porn. I'm not gonna lie. All within their very warm Panda bun, pickles, cheese, onions, and the egg on there. This is truly a breakfast Filipino burger. And you know, Filipinos love their breakfast. Trust me, I know. But without further ado, cheers. Damn, nice savory taste from the longanisa. Egg hits right, it's gooey, cheesy, finger licking good. One of my favorite longanisa recipes here in Bellflower, California. And now we got the corned beef. It wouldn't be a Filipino burger spot if they didn't add the corned beef. This thing is massive. Nice sunny side egg, corned beef that's smashed, and that white cheddar, sauteed onions, and those vinegar-based pickles, and that nice fluffy Panda. If you haven't had corned beef, you're definitely missing out. One of my favorite breakfast meats out there, and the Filipinos love this stuff. This thing is a messy burger, so get ready to get a little messy, you know what I'm saying? Cheers. Yeah, this is a messy burger. You're gonna need at least a whole can of napkins. But the corned beef itself is super tender. It has a nice crispy top because it's been smashed. It's been sitting on that griddle. And the cheese really makes sure it stays nice and formed without really going all over the place. But this thing is, as you can see, super messy, but so good. This thing is like falling apart, but the right way. Oh my God. And if you never had corned beef, this might be the first time you might want to try it. This wouldn't be a Filipino burger spot without incorporating the Spam. People been eating Spam since World War II. You know what I'm saying? This has been a staple in American households, but Americans don't even like Spam no more. It's the Asians now. And the Filipinos can smash Spam all day. You got the sunny side egg, a little bit popped, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. And you got the Spam, which they deep fry and they finish it off right on the griddle. And then they add the white cheddar cheese, onions, and the pickles, all on top of this nice sunny side egg with the Panda bun. But without further ado, cheers. My God. Spam and eggs go together like a married couple, okay? You can't have one without the other, and they basically put it into an American form factor with that Filipino twist. I never had cheese with Spam before, but damn, that actually works really well. I can eat Spam all day. Definitely a Filipino staple into a whole American burger. And of course, they give you a whole bunch of Panda curly fries. And honestly, in my opinion, curly fries are a way to go. You get those simple, regular In-N-Out fries or the McDonald's fries, but they don't got no character. You know what I'm saying? This has some character. There's some personality in these fries. Help me! And the fact that they kind of twist and turn like that right there is what tells me that there's some surface area on this thing. Get some of their house-made Panda sauce. The best way to enjoy it is to just dip it right in the middle, take it right out. Make sure you get that little sauce strip, you know what I'm saying? The little tail, and cheers. What a winning combination. Unique spot. It's located in this nice, beautiful food hall. We can try out other things, but if you don't try Panda, you're missing out. It's a play on words because Panda Sal's in Panda, you know, play on words, so their mascot is a panda. That I will say, even rival In-N-Out, definitely a contender in Southern California. If you're in the area, check them out because you won't regret it. But I got another spot for you that you're gonna like as well. It's one of my favorite Mexican spots here in the city of Bellflower. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, we're here at our third and final spot on the best food spots here in Bellflower, California. We're here at a tiny little taco shack called Taqueria El Sabrosito. They're known for that old school yellow cheese hard shell tacos. That would be Taco Bell, Tito's Tacos, or even Chewy's Tacos. This is one of the best taquerias here in Bellflower, California, but they also have some crazy things that I know you would like. So come with me as we go check it out. Let's go. Hey, what's up, bro?
How are you? How are you?
I heard you got some of the best Mexican food here in Bellflower, California. Is that true?
You already know, you already know.
I heard you got this thing where it's better than Tito's Tacos, it's better than Taco Bell, the Yandi's Taco Box. What is that Yandi's Taco Box?
It's 10 crunchy tacos, the meat that you want, asada, pastor, carnitas, chicken, with sour cream, lettuce, yellow cheddar cheese, some chips, and some homemade tacos.
Okay, let me do one of those. I want a box of those for sure, especially for my big bag. I heard you got the super wet burrito. It's like a giant size super wet burrito, right?
One of the biggest wet burritos in all LA, you know?
Okay, and I heard people get it with the half and half, right?
Yeah,
half red, half green. Okay, let me do that, let me do that. And then you know what? I heard you got these twister fries. It's like you're taking Jack in the Box curly fries, but you made it better, right?
It's the curly fries, the beans, the meat, cheese, guacamole, sour cream.
Okay, let me do all three for here. Okay, thank you, bro, appreciate it.
Here you go, your big bag order. Right here we got the super wet burrito.
Yes.
The twister fries.
Yes, sir.
And can't forget about the Yandi's crunchy taco box.
Oh,
Right?
oh, baby, look at this. Now, if your mouth is not watering, then you're not alive, man. You're not alive. All right, guys, we got a major big back feast right here. If this doesn't give you a food coma, I don't know what will. We're gonna go smallest to biggest, if that even is the case. We're gonna start with the al pastor twisted fries. First of all, it starts with the layer beans, the curly fries, yellow cheddar cheese, al pastor, and then of course they top it off with sour cream and that hunk of guacamole. This right here is a true Mexican carne asada classic with that twisted fries twist to it. It feels like they took Jack in the Box curly fries and they made it loaded. Now, I know you're accustomed to eating carne asada fries, but this right here is the twisted fries. When you get the curly fries with the loaded extra meat and cheese and sour cream, it just holds better. Now that right there is what I call loaded fries. Ever since I've been eating Jack in the Box curly fries, it got me hooked. But seeing this in a Mexican joint, that right there is a winning combination. Let's try it out. Cheers. The seasoned fries, that creaminess from the guacamole and the sour cream, and the mix of the spicy pork from the al pastor, boom, fireworks going up in my mouth. And that sharp cheddar cheese. A lot of places use like mozzarella cheese or some sort of white cheese, but using the yellow cheese like they use for their tacos, definitely a winning combination. I mean, you can't get something like this anywhere else but here at Taqueria El Sabrosito. This thing is crazy. And now we got the super wet burrito. This is one whole tortilla where they stuff it with carne asada. There's a whole bunch of cheese, beans, lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, guacamole. They flip it. Okay, they flip the burrito and then they add half red and half green with that nice layer of cheese, okay, and they melt this thing. And what I'm told is the green salsa is actually spicier. I don't even know how you're supposed to even eat this. I'm assuming you gotta use a fork. There's no way I'm gonna eat this with my hand. I think the best way to go about it is you kind of get a nice little corner piece right here. Grab your other fork. Look at that. Lettuce, asada, beans, guacamole, sour cream, and the salsa just goes right on top. My God. So that was the red side. Let me show you this green side real quick. If that doesn't make your big back sing, I don't know what will. But let's try the red side first. Cheers. Everything you want in a burrito, just amplified by 10. And they don't skimp on the meat. Look at that. End-to-end meat, okay? End-to-end meat action. Cheers for the green side. I do like the green side better, mainly because like I like it more spicier and it's really hitting that nice tone in my mouth toss. The amount of meat they put on this is astronomical. This thing is like at least a pound of meat in one whole burrito. I know a lot of Mexican places, they're skimping out. They're skimping on the guacamole, they're skimping on the pico de gallo, they're skimping on the meat especially. But this thing is like basically a tortilla with some sauce on top and a whole bunch of meat inside. To say this is like one of the biggest wet burritos I ever had, it is a true statement and I can stand by that for the rest of my life. My God, definitely one of my favorite wet burritos I ever had here in the city of Bellflower, or for that matter, Los Angeles. Crazy. And here we have the famous Yandi's Crunchy Taco Box. You're probably familiar with Tito's Tacos or even Taco Bell, but this Yandi's Crunchy Taco Box, visually, it looks super appealing. The lettuce is nice and tucked away, nice coverage with the yellow cheese. They actually give you a side of chips and two different kind of salsas, the red and the green. So we got the green salsa, which is the same green salsa that they put for the wet burrito, and this salsa is actually very warm, which is kind of interesting. You don't find that many salsas that are warm, but it's actually hot, which I think is a good idea, especially since the crunchy tacos have that nice cold lettuce and the cold cheese. It kind of makes sense for the salsa to be hot. So once you pour it over, it gives that nice balance that you're looking for. But let me show you one of these tacos first before we dive in. The taco itself already looks way better. Just by looking at these tacos, homemade tortillas, deep fried to make that shell, nice amount of lettuce. You can see the asada right on the bottom, and of course, the iconic yellow cheese on top. And what I see a lot of people do online is they take one of the tacos, get either the red or green sauce, I'm gonna do both, and just pour this thing on top, okay? Pour this thing on top. Let's get some of the red salsa as well. Ooh, right there. Green, red salsa, flavor combination, you're mine. Now I know you heard that crunch. That crunch alone, that elevates that experience that you're looking for. The sour cream mixed with the asada and nice cold lettuce with that nice sharp yellow cheese with that salsa. My God, my mouth is still watering even though I took a bite of this already. You can hear the crunch. You can taste the freshness. It feels like they just took it out of the fryer and they laid it down. And the asada is nice and cooked well. This is one of the best crunchy tacos I've had in a long time. I've yet to find another crunchy taco place that is as close to the Yandi's Crunchy Taco Box. I had Tito's before back in Culver City, but man, that place sucks compared to this spot. And I can attest to that because these crunchy tacos, you can hear the crunch. That's what I'm looking for. And the salsa that go with it, perfect. This right here is a certified big back approved meal right here. And if you're taking the whole family out, this is where you have to be. Because you got 10 whole tacos for the fam, stuff for the wife and kids, you're all good to go. If you guys been here, let me know if I missed out anything because these are some of the top tier items to get here at Taqueria El Sabrosito here in Bellflower, and you should go too. That was the episode on the best spots to eat at in Bellflower, California. We went to Uncle Bud's Kitchen for some of the best no-nonsense home-style breakfast you'll ever find here in all of Los Angeles really, but really specifically Bellflower, California. And then we went to Panda for their Filipino American fusion. They took the American smash burger and they added the Filipino Panda as their bun. No one else is doing it in Los Angeles, and they're the only ones doing it here in Bellflower. And then we went to one of the best Mexican spots here for their old school style taqueria. They got the yellow cheese, they got the crunchy tacos, they even have one of the biggest wet burritos I've ever seen. You won't get anything like this anywhere else. The flavors always hit. And if you like those 3 spots, let me know down below. And if I missed any spots, let me know as well. I'll always like to hear your suggestions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay in the know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.